Welcome to Bali and to today's live stream. If you're watching this from a cold city right now, maybe with gray skies outside, I promise this one's going to warm you up. Behind me, you can see one of the villas I've been showing lately, and today I'll walk you through what makes life here so special. We'll talk about what it's like to actually live in Bali, what homes like this coast, and how people manage to make them work for them while they're away. Because here you don't just buy walls and roof, you buy mornings full of light and time that finally feels like yours. So, guys, stay with me. I'll show you around, give you the details, and maybe you'll see why so many people start calling this island home. So, in most cities, €5 gets you a coffee. In Bali, it gets you a full lunch with a view like this. I'm talking about a smoothie bowl, fresh juice, maybe even dessert, right by the ocean. That's what I mean when I say Bali gives you more life per euro. You don't feel like you're cutting costs. You just live easier, lighter, calmer. So, would you trade city traffic for ocean views? Comment yes if you're halfway packed already. What if your winter looked like this? While everyone back home scrapes ice off their car, I'm barefoot drinking coconut water. Winter here means sunrise winds, warm rain, and 27 degrees every day. And the best part, you can live here part time. Spend 3 months in Bali, then rent out your home the rest of the year. And it literally covers its own costs. Follow for more stories from Bali, where winter feels like summer. So, everyone just asked me, so why I live here? So, because I am rich. I'm not, just smart. This place costs less than an apartment in Krakow. It's part of a managed complex, meaning I don't handle bookings or guests. I live here when I want, and it earns for me when I'm gone. That's not wealth, that's balance. Would you rather buy a flat in traffic or a home under palm trees? If yes, drop your answer in the comments. I didn't buy a villa. I bought mornings like this, the atmosphere. You know what I actually bought? It's not walls, it's a view of ocean. It's a state of mind. I wake up to sunlight, grab a smoothie, work from a cafe with ocean breeze. And when I fly home, my house here keeps earning quietly in the background. That's the real definition of freedom. So follow for more Bali mornings, guys. I have a lot of interesting information for you today. So this place is actually paid for itself. Here's a wild thought: the villa is literally paid for itself. I bought this for 107,500 euros, rented for about 150 euros per night. So, families, nomads, travelers, it's almost always booked. In just a couple of years, the rental income covers the full cost. Now it's just pure joy and extra income. Would you live here or rent it out full time? Drop your answer in the comments. So they say I was crazy to move here. So people always told me that when I told them that I moved to Bali, they said I'd get bored in a month. But honestly, now it's been 2 years. and I still wake up amazed. This place gives you peace, nature, good food, and also community. And somehow my living costs are lower than they were in Europe. So crazy, maybe. Worth it, absolutely. So tap like if you'd rather hear birds than alarms. And the quiet side of Bali no one talks about. It's here in Sanur. So forget the crowds. The Sanur is a calm side of Bali. And here mornings are slow, beaches are quiet, and families actually live here year round. And with the new health and wellness zone coming, the area is growing fast. It's not chaos, it's calm with purpose. Would you choose sunrise or sunset beaches, guys? Drop your emoji in the chart. I would love to see them all. And it's not a dream, it's like a calculation. So people say barely living is a dream. I say it's just simple math. So it's here obvious. Pay around 107,000 euros for a home here. Rent it for 150 euros per night. And even at 70% occupancy, it pays itself off in a few years. And while that happens, you get to live in paradise. So follow for more real stories and information. No fantasy, just logic with sunlight. So I really replaced my office view with this. I used to stare at the computer screen all day. Now I look at palm trees between calls. Same job, just different surroundings. Coworking by the beach, calls under the sun, and time to actually breathe. Work still gets done, but now it feels lighter. So, would you work better with this view or in your place? Drop emoji if yes. And it was the best decision I ever made. Really, buying a place in Bali wasn't impulsive. It was intentional. Because I know exactly what I'm doing. So I wanted more time, more calm, more morning that didn't start with traffic. Now I have a villa that gives me all of that and covers its own costs. It's not about escape, it's about living differently. And follow guys for more moments that make life and make sense. So, what about interesting? It's Sanur mornings. It's a slower rhythm, so with something that feels almost sacred. Mornings here in Sanur, a quiet spot on Bali's eastern coast, and honestly, mornings here have their own kind of magic. When the sun rises, it doesn't rush. It stretches gently across the sky, painting the ocean in gold. The water is calm like glass. You see kids playing in the shallows, while their parents sip coffee at little beachfront cafes. Locals jog past with the easy island smile, and cyclists glide by on the long promenade. Everything feels unhurried, peaceful. The mornings here don't demand your time, they give it back to you. The first sip of coffee hits different when the ocean's your backdrop. Most days I'm up early, barefoot on the terrace, tea in hand, listening to the world wake up. Sometimes I wander down to the beach just to watch the horizon turn pink. Other days I meet friends for sunrise yoga or a quiet swim before work. It's the kind of stir that resets your entire rhythm. Once you've felt it, the idea of rushing through a gray morning commute feels almost unreal. So tell me, are you the kind who greet the sunrise or staying wrapped in the sheets a little longer? Drop emoji in the chat. So when I first landed in Bali, I wasn't chasing a new life. I just wanted a change of scenery. No plans, no big decisions, just me, a scooter, and a lot of curiosity. I started exploring different towns, beaches, neighborhoods, and one afternoon I stumbled across this small apartment for sale, around 60,000 euros, bright, airy, 5 minutes from the ocean. A tiny balcony, sunshine streaming in, the sound of waves not far away. I remember laughing out loud because it costs less than a one bedroom in Warsaw or Lviv. Unreal. What would it be a cramped flat in Europe? Here was sunlight, palm trees, and ocean air. Of course, my brain couldn't help it. I started running the numbers in my head. Not in a spreadsheet investor way, just pure curiosity. If someone rented this out, how long would it take to cover the price? And that's when I learned the wild part. Places like this rent for 800, 1000 euros a month. Because here people never stop coming. Surfers, families, digital nomads, dreamers. The island is full all year long. So, quick poll, guys. How many years do you think it would take for a place like that to pay for itself? Drop your numbers in the chart. And then I made the mistake of going to see a villa. 150,000 euros, two bedrooms, an open air kitchen, a pool that mirrored the palm trees above. I walked through barefoot thinking this doesn't even feel real. It wasn't an investment tour. I felt like walking into the life I didn't know I wanted. And when I asked around, I found out something that made it even crazier. Villas like that rent out for 100, 150 euros a night. That's about 25, 30,000 euros a year if you keep it booked. And what started as a walkout of curiosity suddenly felt like a glimpse into an entirely different kind of life. When people hear a home in Bali, they usually imagine something unreachable: palm trees, infinity pools, movie scenes. But the truth is, it's often simpler and more realistic than many think. So take picture you see behind me. It's a brand new complex, bright, stylish villa just a few minutes from the beach. The total price is around 107,500 euros. That's less than some people pay for a small city apartment in Europe. But here you get a full home surrounded by greenery, sunlight, and calm. Now, what really makes this interesting is how the process works. You don't have to pay everything at once. It's split into stages over time. Here is how it goes. When you sign, the first payment is 32,250 euros. Then around November 2025, another 21,500 euros cover the foundation work. Later, during middle 2026, about 11,250 euros goes toward building the main structure. And by 2027, you already receive your keys. Your villa is ready. But here is where it gets even better. The remaining 42,500 euros doesn't come out of your pocket all at once. That part is gradually covered through rental income once your home is operating. Basically, while you're enjoying your winters here or even living elsewhere, your place quietly pays itself off in about 2 years. And after that, everything it earns goes straight to you. The bad thing is you don't have to manage a single thing. The management team handles guests, cleaning, check-ins, even reports. You can be thousands of kilometers away and still see your property working for you. Imagine this rhythm. You spend 3 or 4 months in Bali. Barefoot mornings, slow coffee, ocean breeze. Then you fly back home, and while you're living your usual life, your Bali home continues to host guests and bring income. It's not about owning property, it's about creating balance. That's the quiet secret here. It's not complicated, it's just a new way of living. one that gives you sunlight, freedom, and peace of mind. And it's not just business, it's personal. So, guys, just to remind you, this life is all about Bali. Real life, real homes, and how they can quietly support you when you're not here. And here's what I found most beautiful. People who buy homes here don't do it like they are buying stocks. It's not a cold calculation, it's personal. They want to be here, even if just for a few months each year. Your villa becomes your winter escape and your summer side hustle. Some decorate their apartments exactly how they like. Get to know the neighborhood cafes, have their this is my sunset spot. Others go for villas with pools, outdoor kitchens, fan depending in a garden. Other way, it's not just real estate, it's their belly, their corner of the world. And when they are away, they don't let it sit empty. Travelers come, stay a few weeks, fall in love with the space, leave glowing reviews, because these places are cared for like homes, not managed like faceless hotels. And the system here makes it easy. Property managers, cleaners, photographers, maintenance team, the entire ecosystem already exists. You can live in Europe while your belly home quietly runs itself. If you had a place here, would you keep it private or rent it out while you're away? Drop your answers below. For many people, this is an investment. It's not. It's a living dream that sustains itself. So today I've got something really exciting to show you. A new modern complex right here in Bali. You can already see some of it behind me. Sunlight, palm trees, cold air, and these beautiful villas that somehow make everyday life feels like a vacation. You know, so many people talk about Bali as a dream destination. But what if it didn't have to be someday? What if you could start smaller, with a play that's truly yours, that you can enjoy for a few months each year, and that quietly pays for itself when you're not here? Let's break down how it actually works. This whole project is built around one idea: smart living in Bali. Modern home that mix comfort, design, and simplicity. The entire process from building to maintenance is handled by professionals. You don't need to manage anything yourself. You show up, unlock the door, and enjoy a place. And when you're away, your home is not empty, it's alive. It welcomes travelers, families, remote workers, people who come to Bali all year long. So, and how people get involved. Here's what I like about it: everything is already planned out. So you don't build from scratch. You simply join something that's running smoothly. There are two easy paths. You can either pay gradually while it's being built or make a one-time payment when it's ready. And the best part, once the home is finished, it immediately starts earning. The rental income covers its own costs over time. And it's not about chasing profit, it's about balance, living smarter, calmer, and freer. So take a look at the visuals behind me. It's all transparent, stage by stage. So foundation work starts end of 2025. The main structure is ready by middle 2026, and by 227 owners are already moving in. Everything follows a clear schedule, no chaos, no we will see what happens. So all is simple. When the villas are finished, they immediately starts working. So I mean, guests come, it's families, long stay travelers, people escaping winter. So their stays cover the remaining payments automatically. And Once that's done, your property simply starts earning for you. And how it's managed? You don't have to be here full time to make it work. The same team that built the complex takes care of everything: bookings, cleaning, maintenance, guest support, even reports if needed. So when you do arrive in Bali, your home's already spotless, comfortable, and ready. No stress, no calls, just you, your coffee, and the sound of the ocean. So, why it makes sense? Here's the thing: Bali is not just another tropical postcard, it's one of the most visited islands in the world. And not just for vacations. There is a constant flow of digital nomads, families, creatives, and wellness travelers. That's why these homes really stay empty. There is always someone who wants a bit of sun and simplicity instead of gray skies and traffic. With proper management, it's not just a place to stay, it's like peace of mind. So, your own vibe. You spend your winters here: morning light, palm trees, breakfast by the pool. Then you fly back home for the summer. And while you're away, your home keeps working quietly in the backgrounds. And when you come back, it's all still yours, familiar, warm, alive. That's what I love most about this. It's not about chasing some kind of fantasy. It's about building a rhythm that actually makes sense. One that blends comfort, freedom, and stability. So, another interesting thing here is people who inspire. So, I found just welcome here. And just remember, guys, we are talking about life in Bali. If you just joined, welcome. So, beautiful villas, cozy apartments, and how people here earn even while they are away. Another underrated treasure of Bali: the people. Designers from Berlin, entrepreneurs from Sydney, yoga teachers from Brazil, filmmakers from Paris, all sitting in the same cafe swapping stories. In Bali, friendships find you. How the cafe has softboards, the other half has laptops. Here, conversations are not just about work or weather. You talk about ideas, lifestyle, spirituality, adventures. You make genuine friends in unexpected places. Sunrise yoga, co-working tables, beach walks. If you could meet inspiring people over coffee, who would they be? Drop their country or vibe in there. Sure. The best part: no one cares about titles. You connect as humans first. That kind of environment change how you see the world. So let's be real for a moment. Bali can be expensive if you are chasing that influencer fantasy with private villas, jeeps, and endless beach clubs. But that's just one version of the island. The truth: you can live incredibly well here without overspending. Bali is not expensive, it's adaptable. Here, your quality of life doesn't depend on how much you spend. Let me show you what a normal month actually looks like. Scooter, around 60 € a month, and it's your ticket to freedom. Fresh lunch, 4 or 5 euros for grilled fish, veggies, rice, maybe even a smoothie on the side. Great coffee, 2 euros, often with a sea view. Housing, modern apartment or villa, often with a pool, for less than what you'd pay for a small flat in Europe. And the best part: you're not cutting corners. You're just living slower, healthier, and calmer. You wake up to sunlight, eat food that actually tastes alive, spend more time outdoors, and somehow your days start to feel longer. Back in Europe, I used to feel like I was working just to afford breathing space. Here, I finally have it. So tell me, how much does a good coffee cost where you live? Drop it in the chart. I'm genuinely curious. Because once you realize how far your body stretches here, you stop chasing more and start appreciating enough. That's the quiet abundance Bali gives you, and it makes life feel richer in every sense of the word. This is honestly one of my favorite things about living here. Bali fits you, not the other way around. You don't have to choose one type of life. You can live in a bright little studio tucked between cafes and yoga spots, or modern apartment with a rooftop pool and ocean views, and maybe quiet bungalow surrounded by rice fields and the sound of frogs at night, or a spacious villa with a garden full of palm trees swaying in the warm wind. From Pinterest perfect villas to simple soulful studios. I mean, Bali has your rhythm. Here, your home doesn't just shelter you, it becomes part of your story. And the best part, most places come fully furnished and move-in ready. No assembling furniture at midnight. No endless store trips. You arrive, unpack, maybe light a candle, and instantly it feels like home. Some people choose to stay by the ocean for morning swims. Others move inland for quiet sunsets over the fields. There is no right belly. There is just one that matches your energy. So, guys, tell me, what's your dream setup? Drop emoji for apartment, for villa, or for bungalow in the chart. So, about that, the island chooses you. People always ask, where should I live? Honestly, the islands is exactly chooses you. There is no best area in Bali, only the one that feels like home to you. Bali is like a playlist. Every area has its own rhythm. Canggu, creative energy, surfing, cafes, nightlife. Ubud, spiritual, artistic, quiet. Sanur, sunrise beaches, calm seas, families, new hospital coming soon. Uluwatu, epic sunset, cliffs, villas. Jimbaran, seafood at sunset, quiet. Denpasar, a local daily life. So guys, which one's calling you? Drop emoji in the chart. And it's better to spend a few days in each. One morning you wake up and you just know this is it. This is the place where I belong. So stay tuned. I have a lot of interesting information for you. So let's switch gears a little and talk about the things you don't expect Bali to teach you. Bali gives you lessons you never signed up for but end up loving. So if you leave your phone alone here, the monkeys might just think it's theirs. Yes, I learned that one personally. I left my phone on the table at a beach cafe for literally 3 seconds. And next thing I know, a cheeky monkey swooped in like it's Mission Impossible, grabbed the phone and climbs up a tree. The whole cafe turned into an audience. I had to negotiate with the banana to get my phone back. And zero regrets, maximum entertainment. You also pick up scooter skills way faster than you think. You learn that flip flops are legitimate footwear for almost any occasion. And sunset time, that's a sacred daily ritual. Everyone stops, heads to the shore, and watch the sky melt into pinks and oranges together. Chat time. What the funniest or strangest travel experience you've ever had? I want to hear your stories in the comments. But honestly, the biggest lesson, you stop sprinting. Life moves at a slower rhythm here, but somehow everything still gets done. Bali doesn't just change your plans, it rewrites your pace. Let me tell you a little personal story, the one where everything shifted. When I arrived, I wasn't house hunting. I wasn't chasing the dream. I just wanted some sound peace and to give my mind a breather. I didn't come looking for a house. I came searching for a feeling. One day during a casual walk, I passed by this small apartment, around 60,000 euros, 5 minutes from the ocean. It had these bright rooms, a little balcony, and I could hear the waves if I stood quietly. It wasn't fancy, it was real, and it was cheaper than most one bedrooms in Berlin or Warsaw. I stood there thinking, this could actually work. Then my inner mathematician kicked on. How long would it take to cover the price with rent? Turns out, places like that easily rent for 800, 1000 euros a month, year round. Demand doesn't sleep here. So guessing game guys, how many years do you think it takes for a place like that to pay itself off? Do you guess? In the chart? So I love to see your comments. And a few days later, I toured the villa, around 150,000 euros, two bedrooms, palm trees swaying over a crystal pool, an open air kitchen where you can cook bare food. I felt like stepping into a daydream. It wasn't just a view, it felt like working through a version of life I didn't know I wanted. On Airbnb, similar villas rent for 100, 150 euros per night, around 25 30,000 euros annually. Not bad for something that also gives you endless sunset. And daily life, it's scooter, 60 euro a month. Healthy lunch, 5 euro. Great coffee, 2 euros. Compare that to Paris or Amsterdam, and well, you see the difference. So guys, how much does a good cappuccino cost where you live? I'm curious, type in the comments. And what really won me over, though, was the variety. You've got airy studios with big windows, jungle bungalows, modern apartments near co-working house, full villas with gardens and yoga decks. One of my friends bought a villa for 250,000 euros. He lives here part-time, rents the rest, and recouped the cost in around 6 years. But for both of us, this wasn't a numbers game. It was about having a place that feels like home. If you had 200,000 euros right now, would you go for a villa by the sea or keep it in the bank? Type villa or bank in the comments. And honestly, the community seal the deal. You grab a coffee, and next to you is someone building a startup, a yoga teacher, or a remote designer. It happens organically. No names, just life intersecting. So, remote workers, raise your hands. Who could imagine working here part time? And it wasn't about buying property, it was about finding a space where my soul exhaled. Let's get a little perspective for a second, because honestly, the numbers speak for themselves. For the price of a tiny one room flat in Europe, you could be living in a full Bali villa with your own pool, garden, and palm trees swaying outside your window. What 100,000 euros buys you in Paris? A studio. What it buys you in Bali? A life that feels like vacation. And it's not just about the property. Everyday life tells the same story. In Amsterdam or London, 10 euro barely covers a coffee or a croissant. In Bali, 10 euros gets you a smoothie bowl, a fresh juice, and a full lunch overlooking the ocean. Transport, groceries, cafes, wellness, it all goes further here. But what really matters is not just what you spend less on, it's what you get more of. More time, more sunlight, more balance. Here, your money doesn't just buy things, it buys freedom. You stop counting days until the next holiday because your daily life already feels like one. So I'm curious, where are you watching from, guys? What does 10 euro get you there? Drop in the chart. Though this part still makes me grin every time I think about it. Because honestly, I didn't plan any of this. I wasn't searching for tropical investment. The island kind of just found me. One afternoon, I walked past a sign 60,000 euro bright apartment, 5 minutes from the beach. Out of curiosity, I went to see it. Sunlit living room, tiny balcony with palm shadows dancing across the walls. And I literally laughed because my friend in Warsaw was paying more for a grey apartment with zero palm trees and an eternal view of rain. He bought a skyline of clouds, and I found sunlight for less. So, what amazed me even more was how simple the math was. Places like that don't sit empty. They rent easily for 800 1000 euro per month, all year round. There is always someone looking for a place to stay. Digital nomads, long term travelers, families escaping winter. Then came the villa moment. I stepped through a gate and there it was. 150,000 euro, two bedrooms, an open air kitchen, and a pool reflecting palm leaves like a postcard brought to life. The agent said it rents for 150 euros a night, bringing in around 25-30,000 euros a year. And honestly, standing there barefoot, hearing the breeze and distant waves, it doesn't feel like a sales pitch. It felt like a possibility. The kind that sneaks up on you when life slows down just enough to notice it. It wasn't dream home on Pinterest. It was real, and I was standing in it. So today I want to show you something special. This beautiful villa right here in Bali that you can already see behind. So just look at this. Palm trees, open space, the sound of ocean somewhere close. And what's even more interesting is how people make homes like this work for them. You know, most people dream about having a place on the island one day. But what if it didn't have to stay a dream? What if, for about the price of a small apartment in Warsaw, you could actually own something like this? That not only brings you joy, but quietly supports you when you are away. Let's walk through what really looks like. This villa you see now costs about 107,500 euros in total. It's part of a modern residential complex. Bright, minimalistic design, lots of glass, private pool, and just a few minutes from the beach. Basically, everything people imagine when they think Bali life. And the best part is you don't need to pay everything at once. The process is simple and transparent. Step by step payments. And here's how it works. The first payment, 32,250 euros, is made when you sign the contract. So another November 2025, you add 21,500 euros. That covers the foundation stage. And during middle 2026, when the main structure goes up, you contribute another 11,250 euros. And by early 2027, construction is complete. You get your keys and everything is organized in stage. No rush, no chaos, no guesswork. Here's where it gets really interesting. The remaining 42,500 euros is not something you have to pull from your savings. The part is gradually covered by the villa itself. through short-term or long-term rentals once it's finished. So while you spend part of the year living here, enjoying warm mornings, slow breakfasts, maybe working remotely, your home continues to host travelers, families, and digital nomads while you're away. In just about 2 years, it covers its own cost, and from then on, what is earned simply becomes your extra income. And the best part, you don't have to manage a single thing yourself. The same professionals team that built this complex takes care of everything. I mean, bookings, cleaning, maintenance, check ins, gas service, even detailed reports. You can be anywhere in the world and still see your Bali home working quietly for you. And when you return, it's spotless, welcoming, and ready. So, why it makes sense? Bali is not just about palm trees and beaches. It's one of the most visited islands in the world. There is always someone looking for a warm place to stay. Families, digital nomads, couples, and wellness travelers. That's why homes like this rarely stay empty. So you're not choosing between business and lifestyle. You are creating both comfort for yourself and stability for the rest of the year. And just imagine this rhythm. You spend your winters here, barefoot mornings, light rain that lasts 10 minutes, work calls with an ocean breeze. Then you fly home for the summer, and while you're living your usual life, your villa keeps working quietly in the background. That's the beauty of Bali. Your home doesn't just belong to you, it lives with you, even when you're away. So, guys, stay tuned. I'll show you more of this place in a moment. The interiors, the neighborhood, and how this exact villa became part of my daily rhythm. This is Bali, sunlight, calm, and home that truly takes care of you. So, can you even imagine this? Because honestly, something I still can't. Look, this is not a resort. This is not a hotel. It's an actual home. A private villa right here in Bali. Sunlight, palm trees, your own pool. And the crazy part, it costs around 107,500 euros. That's less than what people pay for a small grey apartment somewhere in Europe. With no palm trees, no ocean, and definitely no morning breeze like this. For the price of a one bedroom flat, you could literally wake up here. And what's even better, you don't have to pay all at once. Everything is structured clearly, step by step. Here is how it goes. When you sign, you start with 32,250 euros. Then around November 2025, you add 21,500 euros when the foundation is complete. And by middle 2026, when the main structure rises, it's 11,250 euros. And finally, by the early 2027, you get your keys and walk into this. Now, here is the best part. The final part of the cost, around 42,500 euros, doesn't come out of your pocket. The villa itself starts covering it once it's finished. Now, through rental income, families, digital nomads, travelers, the people who feel Bali every single month of the year. While you live your life, your home here works quietly in the background. And you don't have to do a thing. The same team that built this complex takes care of everything: bookings, maintenance, cleaning, check ins. You just open your app, see the reports, and know everything's running smoothly. Let's be real. This is not just some tropical fantasy. This is a working, real life rhythm people have already figured out. Spend your winters here. Barefoot mornings, calm energy, coffee by the pool. Fly home for summer, and your villa keeps working. And when you come back, it's waiting for you, spotless, peaceful, and yours. So, yeah, imagine this being your morning view. Because for the same price as an average city flat, this could actually be your life. Some people buy square meters, others buy mornings like this. So, guys, stay with me. I'll walk you inside this villa and show you what living here really feels like. So, let's get real for a moment because not everything in Bali is golden sunset and smoothie bowls. Yes, it's paradise, but it's real life too. And there are a few things I genuinely wish someone had told me before I came here. Even paradise has Wi-Fi hiccups sometimes. Yes. The weather has a personality. The rainy season is absolutely real. It doesn't ruin the magic, far from it, but it does require a little flexibility. One minute you're walking under blue skies, and the next you're caught in a sudden tropical downpour that feels like someone turned on a warm shower above your head. The trick? Always keep a poncho in your scooter or bag and embrace the unpredictability instead of fighting it. Rain here often passes quickly, leaving behind lush greenery and cooler air. If you've never driven a scooter before, this will be your new rite of passage. At first, it feels awkward and maybe intimidating, but give it a week and it becomes second nature. The freedom of zipping through palm-lined streets or catching sunrise on a morning ride is something you can't put into words. Internet good, but have a plan B. So Wi-Fi in most places is strong enough for remote work, but Bali is not completely immune to outages. Having a local SIM card with hotspot data is a lifesaver, especially if your work depends on stable internet. It's a simple fix that saves a lot of stress. Bali is alive, literally. Geckos, frogs, and the occasional curious bug might find their way into your home. At first, it can be surprising, but you quickly learn that these little creatures are just part of the ecosystem here. And geckos, they are actually help keep insects away. So they are like tiny house guardians. Bureaucracy takes a bit of patience. Visas, extensions, registrations, the paperwork can feel like a puzzle the first time around. It's not scary, just a learning curve. Once you understand the process or work with a local agent, it becomes pretty routine. So interactive. What's one real life thing that would make you nervous about living abroad? Drop in the chart. And Bell is not fantasy, it's a lifestyle and real life comes with it. These quirks are not deal breakers, they are part of the adventure. And honestly, they make life here feel more grounded and authentic. The beautiful thing is you adapt faster than you'd ever expect. Guys, don't go anywhere. I'm about to show you what a real Bali mornings look like when your home is both comfort and income. And here is something I've observed after years of meeting people from all over the world here in Bali. Everyone's story begins differently, but almost every story ends the same way. People come for the beaches. They stay for the way the breeze here. Some arrive for a few months of remote work, imagining it as just another stop on their digital nomad journey. Others land here carrying heartbreak, burnout, or a quiet desire to reset. And some simply want to escape the endless gray skies and cold winter back home. But then something happens. Somewhere between the warm sunrises, the slow morning walks, the casual chats with strangers who feel like friends, and the rhythm of daily life that doesn't rush you, something inside shifts. Your shoulders relax, you breathe deeper, Your mind finally has space to notice the small things again. The sound of waves at night, the smell of incense drifting from a nearby temple, the way the light turns golden just before sunset. Interactive. Why do you think you would come to Bali? What would draw you here? Work, rest, warmth, adventure? Drop your reason in the chart. And this is what no travel brochure ever really tells you. This is not just about moving abroad or finding a new base. It's about rediscovering what living well actually feels like. People don't stay because of some grand plan. They stay because ballet has a way of quietly rearranging your rhythm. But it's not about escaping life. It's about finding a better way to live it. So, you know what always makes me smile? Whenever people hear the phrase buying a place in Bali, their minds instantly jump to this dramatic movie plot, selling their own belongings, saying emotional goodbyes, moving across the world to start an entirely new life. But here is the truth that's not how most people actually do it. In reality, what I see here again and again is something way more flexible and honestly way smarter. Some people come for the 3 months of sunshine, and their house works for them the other time. There are people who gave everything up to move permanently. They are families, couples, freelancers, and retirees who found a rhythm that blend the best of both worlds. Here is how it actually looks. They buy a cozy apartment near the beach or a small villa tucked between palm trees. Then, instead of relocating full time, they spend a few months a year living here, typically during the European winter, when everything back home is grey, wet, and freezing. Imagine this for a second. It's December. You step off the plane, and instead of going to a hotel, you arrive at your own place. You unpack, slide into flip flops, hop on a scooter, and your winter commute becomes a breezy ride through quiet streets lined with frangipani trees. You work from a cafe overlooking the ocean. Greet the same barista each morning, and every day watching the sunset melt into the horizon. Your biggest daily decision, nasi goreng or smoothie bowl for lunch. So interactive. If you could spend one season living in Bali, which would you choose? Dry season or rainy season? Drop in the chart your answers. And then when March or April rolls around and Europe starts to warm up, you fly back. You hand your keys to a local property manager team and they take over. Your place doesn't sit empty, it turns into a boutique style rental. Tourists arrive for peak season, families on holidays, surfers chasing perfect waves, remote workers seeking sunshine, and while you're sipping coffee back home, your villa is out here earning it keeps. It's not about choosing between Europe and Bali, it's about having both. And that's the beauty of it. It's not an all or nothing move. You don't have to uproot your entire life. You keep your community, your family, your career. And at the same time, you build this second chapter, one that involves sun-drenched mornings, slow living, and different kind of energy. For so many people, this hybrid rhythm feels natural. It's balanced. It gives you the emotional joy of having a place in paradise while still being practical and financially sensible. And hey, if you're vibing with these Bali lifestyle stories on when to catch the next deep dive, make sure to hit follow. Alright, let's shift the spotlight for a moment and talk about Sanur, a play that's quietly turning into one of the most strategic, comfortable, and forward moving areas on Bali's east coast. It's not just about postcard sunset and calm water here. Sanur combines old school charm with major new developments, and honestly, that's what makes it so special. Sanur sits on the southeastern coast of Bali, only about 30 minutes from the airport and Denpasar city, which already makes it super convenient for families, frequent travelers, and anyone who doesn't want to spend their half day in traffic. Historically, Salur was one of the very first resort towns on the island. Decades later, it still carried that relaxed, welcoming spirit, but now it's evolving. Its coastline stretched from Matahari Terabit in the north down to Murtazari in the south. A beautiful strip lined with quiet beaches, shallow turquoise water that are perfect for kids, and a gentle promenade where locals and expats walk, jog, or riding bicycle in the mornings. The atmosphere, peaceful, walkable, authentic. Think small cafes, local shops, and boutiques hotels instead of nightclubs and crowds. Sanur is where the ocean is calm, the mornings are golden, and life actually slows down. Here's where it gets really interesting. Sanur is not frozen in time. It's in the middle of transformation that blends infrastructure, health tourism, and sustainability. In 2025, the Indonesian government officially launched a special economic zone focused entirely on international standard healthcare and wellness. The development includes hospitals, clinics, rehabilitation centers, hotels, and wellness facilities, all designed to make Sanur a global hub for medical tourism and recovery. These shifts mean the area is not just attracting vacationers, it's drawing professionals, patients, wellness travelers, and long term visitors from around the world. Sanur also has a clear green tourism plan. Authorities are working with local communities and businesses to ensure development happens responsibly, protecting the environment, preserving cultural heritage, and improving public spaces rather than overbuilding. Unlike some other coastal areas, Sanur already has a strong base. So, international schools nearby, a well maintained promenade and coastal road for walking and cycling, easy access to grab gojek and scooters for short trips, a community layout that feels safe, connected, and functional, a family friendly place here in Sanur. So, guys, I need a couple of minutes. So, to rearranging, just stay here for a while. I'll be connected with you.